Good afternoon, friends. Want to do a real quick recap and or review, I guess you could say, of the new Marvel Cinematic Universe TV series, The Falcon and the Winter Snowman, also known as. Do I remember those characters? Oh, what the hell? Give them a TV show. I'm just kidding, of course. I love Sam Wilson's Falcon. Sebastian Stan's portrayal of Bucky Barnes as the Winter Soldier is really good. And the characters added a lot to the MCU. So they decided to give him a TV show. It's not bad. It's not bad. Different, 100% different from WandaVision, which was also not bad. I enjoyed WandaVision. It was fun. Um, Anthony Mackie as Sam Wilson, former Air Force pararescue jumper, became the Falcon in all the MCU movies. Let's see, he was in what? Captain America. Excuse me, Captain America and the Winter Soldier, Captain America: Civil War, um, Avengers, Infinity War, and Endgame. Great character, friend of Steve Rogers, Captain America. Um, well, he's now with in a post blip MCU timeline. He's now doing security contracting for the Air Force. It starts out with a really great 10-15 minute scene where he's trying to rescue an Air Force asset. Great stunts, great action. It looks like something right out of a movie. Very, very well done. Now, Bucky Barnes' story, he's basically just trying to live his life, trying to stay covert. They kind of show him palling around. Well, the first thing they show of him is you don't really realize it because they don't tell you that it's a flashback, but it's a flashback to the past where he was still an assassin and he takes a guy out. And there's a witness, an Asian man, witnesses him doing it, and he ends up killing him as well. Now, in the future, he's in therapy. He's seeing his therapist, and they're working on his making amends to people that he did wrong while he was working for Hydra as an assassin. It's an interesting little segue. It's an interesting little bit, but his story hasn't really. I mean, they haven't really put a ton of stuff into it yet, but it's good. It's a good TV show. If you like the MCU, if you like the characters, you're probably going to like the show. If you have not been a big fan of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, you're going to be completely and 100% lost because while there's a lot of backstory that gets mentioned, you're not really going to know where the characters are at or where they're coming from or why it's important. So it might be harder for you to get into. Just find one of your nerd friends and have them bone you up on the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and you'll catch up. But Anthony Mackie, Sebastian Stan both do great jobs. It looks like it's got potential. I'm really worried because I haven't seen episode 2 yet, but I'm worried that there's a lot of potential there for them to try to go woke. Because Anthony Mackie's Sam Wilson gives Captain America at the end of at the end of Avengers Endgame. Steve Rogers gives Sam Wilson his shield, which in the comic books, if you read the comic books, you know Sam Wilson actually becomes Captain America for a while, and he was a great Captain America. And but at the end of Endgame, Steve Rogers gives Sam Wilson his shield and says, "How does it feel?" And Sam Wilson says, "Well, like it belongs to somebody else." And Steve Rogers is like, "Well, it doesn't," plainly passing on the mantle of Captain America to Steve Rogers. Well, in the Falcon and Winter Soldier TV series, Wilson takes the shield and he essentially gives it back to the government to put in the Captain America Museum. And at the end of the show, he's watching TV. After Sam Wilson goes back home, he's trying to work on some domestic issues with his sister, but he's watching TV and the government announces that they have a new Captain America, which is also something from the comic books because they replaced Steve Rogers for a while in the comic books when Captain America died or disappeared or retired or something. But they made this new Captain America a white guy which he was in the comic books, so that makes sense. But I'm afraid the show is going to kind of go woke on us and talk about how it was just a sign of how systemically racist America is that they didn't make Sam Wilson into Captain America. So be prepared for that. I'm expecting it. I don't know if they're going to, but I expect it because, 2020, 2021, figure out the dumbest thing a TV show or a movie can do, and that's what they're going to go with. But no, overall, it's a good show. Like I said, if you're a fan of the movies, if you're a fan of the characters, you're probably going to enjoy it. The first episode was a little slow, but they're mostly laying backstory. They're building a house. They're building the foundation. So we'll see where they go with that. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. Thumbs up. I'm going to give it a thumbs up. And it looks like it's going to be interesting. It has potential to be great, which, at first, the first 3 episodes of WandaVision I thought were absolute trash. And as it turns out, by the time they got to the end at episode 9, I loved it. So we'll see where it goes. But like I said, with any luck at all, we may get lucky and they won't go woke on us because, and I hope not. I hope not, because I really want to like this. But, well, let's put it this way. Once upon a time, I really liked Supergirl. And they just decided to go all SJW, and I haven't watched an episode in several years. Okay, and it was kind of the same thing on The Flash. I used to love The Flash, and I haven't watched an episode in years. So we'll see what they do with this. If they decide to go too wokey, it's going to turn into a hot mess of flaming crap. But if they just use good storytelling and don't try to teach any lessons, this has a lot of potential. So let me know what you think. If you like, subscribe, share my videos. Let's help my channel growing a little bit. Let me know what you guys are interested in. If you want to see me touch on subjects other than politics, well, this is a start to that. Hopefully, I want to become a little bit more well-rounded. So let me know what you think. When I watch the second episode, I'll be sure to do a video on that as well. You guys have a great day.